Okay, so everything's gonna be in the description if you don't want to watch the video. That's perfectly fine. I just go a little more in depth into what I was thinking when I was doing this. Okay, so I only do white cross and first scramble 5.47 seconds. You can see it's a very easy white cross. You do F R prime and then you get 3 solves. So that's what I did, F R prime, and I saw it pairs these two up. And then we just have it easily insert to the back, or this last edge. I just did DR and then D prime U at the same time. I do this many times with the average. So D prime U and then insert this last pair, or this reverse pair. And then we have this and this. So instead of doing this and getting a worse pair for this, I just did these two and it preserves this. So I did this at the same time again, insert, and D prime U at the same time again, and then I solve these two. And then I rotate, and then these two. F6 F prime, and then G prime. So really good last layer. Made that a 5.47. And so that was 58 moves in 5.4 seconds, 10.6 TPS. So really solid. This next solve, this cross is also really easy. R, 2 moves into 3 solved again, with this one edge needing to be solved. And I saw these two, and you could do something like that, maybe. That works to preserve that pair. But what I did was, so it's sort of like little R prime R. Took us all the 3, and then we have this one. So instead of doing this, going to that, I did D, U at the same time, and then it solves this like this. These two pieces, the red and blue, right into the back. So normally solving diagonal pairs is risky, but I got really lucky here with this 3-move pair. So I inserted it into the back, and then we have these two. Hold on, and then peel off. So another pretty good last layer there as well. So this one, so that was 53 moves, so 10.35 TPS. I think that's actually yeah, it's the slowest solve, okay. Slowest solve in terms of TPS there, 5.12, okay. So this next one, 4.86 seconds, and so it's just 2 moves, RU, I did it from this angle, RU, and then we have these two solved, and then these two solved, but wrong in the plate, okay. So I did RU, and then little l, so I went like that. RU, little l, and then I finished these two, D prime, R prime, D, R. And then I did this at the same time, for keyhole, RU, R prime, D prime. These two into the front, prime, U prime, and then I did that into the back. And then here's where it gets really lucky, double sexy move, and then skip, R prime. And done. Last solve. Okay, so that was actually 11.31 TPS, so pretty inefficient F2L, but it worked out really well. Okay. Last solve, 5.47 again. So I absolutely clutched it here, 11.88 TPS on this solve, 65 moves. Yeah, it was insane. I don't even know how I turned that good. So this is actually the worst white cross of them all, and I saw these two. So when you do U prime, it pairs them up in this position. So I did D, and then R prime, U prime, R prime, F to solve these 3, all opposites. And then I saw these two, so I did D2 and U prime at the same time, F, and then I did that so I knew exactly the case. So I did U again, and then solved that into the back. And then I saw these two, so I did RU, R prime, and then it pairs these two up, insert to the back. So instead of doing U2 this pair, I saw these two, so I didn't really worry about this two. I just went right into this. And then obviously while I'm doing this, I see this, so I have all the time to go into this last pair. So what I could have done here, which could have made this even better average, is I could have rotated like this to preserve the edges, and I wouldn't actually gone skip into U prime. But I did not do that. I did that, and then insert to the back. But it still worked out here. We got a really good OLL, U, and then really good PLL, the U prime plus U2 with no AOF. And that was it.